Today is coming to end. The month is coming to end. It's already the 25th day of a 7 month since Hurricane Dorian. And for the first time in my life, I don't see any goal at the end of the rainbow for Abaco with this present FNM government. With this virus, Abaco is ripe for this to explode. And I just say, wow. If we dock this one, we're good. Hurricane Dorian was bad, but we are in World War IV, where the world is fighting an invisible enemy. Behind the government complex of all places lie the bodies of my loved ones that died in the worst tragedy in the history of the Bahamas and indeed the Caribbean. The government of the Bahamas have destroyed the mud and the peas, sandbanks of Bahamians that were living in there. Everybody hear me talking about Haitians. I am on the Bahamian flight. I want to represent Bahamians. There were Bahamians living in the mud. The government destroyed what the hurricane didn't destroy, and now they're on the streets. $7 million with a temporary shelter that has been ready for weeks now. Is still temporary. Our people are bunched up in pockets. There's no social distances in Abaco. That's impossible. Wherever you and your family could go with friends who had some place that weren't destroyed, everybody's pitching in. So everybody, and in Abaco, everybody goes everywhere. And they come in like the chicken at night to roost. So how are we going to get that social distance? I keep saying this about this worst government, the worst government in the history of the Caribbean. Y'all may say what you like about them Haitians. They were ahead of this crew. 4,000 died in an earthquake. They were buried less than 7 months. A matter of fact, 4,000 was buried less than a month. The government of the Bahamas last check, there's 50 odd bodies. They're not counting the ones that were found last week. Going to 8 months, this weightless government cannot bury 50-some people when the Haitian government buried 4,000. Wow. So what if 50 people die from this virus? Is that going to be another trailer on the side of the existing trailer? They say they're looking for a spot to put people if they are found positive with this virus. Where are you going to put them? Everything is demolished. The government spent, according to them, $20 million in cleanup, $7 million with the dome. That's $27 million. I'm not even talking about the $17 million that they sign off with the drone to fly over us to make sure that the dump is fixed right. 17 million. And this government can't brag about fixing one roof of an elderly or widow or homeless person. Not one. You heard the money I just called? 20 million. 20 million in the cleanup of the Haitian Bahamians community. Because I say Bahamians live in the mud and the peace and in sandbanks. Then they got a $7 million dome out there sitting idly while people are sleeping outdoors in the rain and the condition. Then they spent a $17 million for the drone to fly over Inagua. When we get hundreds of millions of dollars with a Defense Force boat, and you're graduating hundreds of Defense Force Marines to do what? We don't know what they're doing in Abaco. All I can say, I'm riding up and down with trucks full of diesel. They must be drinking the diesel because they're not doing anything. No answer. No direction. How are we going to practice social distance in North and South Abaco? How? This government, Abaco, has forgotten Abaco. We are actually, Abaco independent movement need to come back again because we have not gotten any resolute. There is nothing that Abaco, we're not talking about those people that got their government job from the F&M because they're all on board. You know how you know a country and a government is not ready for service? The schools has not been rebuilt. The high school, thank God for the Lukey and the boys that clean up the high school. To date, they say the school has to be demolished 7 months in. When? They're more concentrating on the primary school, which is more important. The high school kids that are in the 11th, 12th grade that are moving on, or the kids in the primary school that are just starting. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister. Come on, Mr. Educational Minister. Y'all got all the brain. The focus should have been 100% 5 months ago on the high school. Look at the dock in Marshaba. They bulldoze all the buildings down. I don't even believe that's a legal port because there's no way to house your goods. There's no contractual agreement that I know about to rebuild the port in Marshaba. Customs, thank God for the freight company that give customs. You imagine the freight company has to host government officials? Customs that's supposed to be on the front line in protecting our borders and to bring in and ensuring goods are brought in properly. They got to work out a trailer 7 months in. Nobody is trying to rebuild the port at Marshaba. I just praying to the Jehovah God and the universal God that this virus doesn't catch a fire like wildfire in Abaco. Because once get it, it's out of control because we are bunched up in pockets of all different type of people. And the airplane is still flying in. Nobody's checking people coming on the plane. They still could bring it in. Why is that still happening? I came on the plane with a fella. He wouldn't stop coughing and sneezing. I did him on stop that foolishness on the side of me. You know it's against the law to be sneezing and coughing on these planes. I all covered up. But he carrying on like he got the virus. He got me scared. I'm in an AC by myself. You're in a closed quarter on the airplane, on a commercial flight. That is not sanitary for what's going on here. So if you're going to do it right. Do it all, shut it all down. But how are you going to shut Abaco down? How many bodies are you prepared to put in another trailer And what are you going to do with the bodies that die or going to die from this virus that's soon to hit Abaco? God, I hope it doesn't. But all common sense, it says it's going to happen. It's an open field. And the virus travel in an open field with clots of people that are all bungled up together in hot human condition. Even Marshall Bay Airport, 5 months in, the water in the main bathroom at the Marshall Bay Airport, you hear the government say, wash, 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 with what at the international airport do not have water, do not have air condition. And in there, it's a perfect place for virus to multiply. So all our agents, all our customs, all our immigration, it's gonna be exposed. Once one person go in there and cough and sneeze, it's gonna catch a fire because the condition is ripe, because the government forgot to even put air condition in an international airport. Some 15 months later, it weren't working before the hurricane, and 7 months in, there is still no air conditioning at the Marshall Bay International Airport. It smells, it's gooey, the floor is slippery. It's a place that the germs and the virus gonna escalate. That's one of these Kai Care videos. All y'all gotta do, government official, is watch Kai video and catch some sense while sense is passing by, because y'all don't have no idea of what's going on in my hometown of Abaco. Darren Enfield, you could forget him. We forgot James Aubrey a long time ago. This is one of these Kai Care. Watch and learn what is to come. It has been prophesied by WCAY. Soon to come.